Alright, what's poppin' everyone? Welcome to a brand new video. It's your boy Ego, and today we're talking about BENIMARU. Now, if you guys haven't checked out the two previous videos, I spoke about Green Lilia and I spoke about Milim. Those two units, I did a good and thorough breakdown on how to use those units and the best gears and stuff like that. So if you haven't checked that out, go check it out now. But today we're going to be talking about one of the units that is highly slept on in my opinion. You know, the Sasuke of freaking this anime to become a slime or whatever it's called. The whole slime collab anime thing. I know it's called The Time I Got Reincarnated into a Slime. I know, I'm just joking with you guys. Anyway, beside that, he is very slept on because when he dropped on JP, I was like, oh, he's just a meh unit. But now that I can understand what he does a lot better, I was like, alright, so he has some things that could come into clutch. It could come into handy, aside from, you know, the whole Ifrit mission. Like, I'm talking about outside of Ifrit. And honestly, out of the units that are in the banner, I would say he's like second best. First best, obviously, is Milim. If you guys want to know why I think that, go check out the video. I did a thorough analysis and breakdown on why and how to use her and what gears to use, so go check it out. So, Fiery Slash being one of the good attacks that he actually has, because he inflicts weak point, which is 3 times damage against debuffed enemies, equal to 275% on one enemy, right? So if your enemy is debuffed, any kind of debuff, and we're not talking about Ifrit, we're talking about like anything else, like if your enemy has any kind of debuff going on, he's doing 3 times damage against that enemy. All right, and yeah, it's a low percentage, 275, but at the same time, if you count the 3 times damage that's going to be taken, it'll be doing a decent amount of attack, right? Then we have Dragon Cut, which decreases defense related stats of all enemies by 40% for 3 turns, which is like resistance, defense, crit resistance, and crit defense. This skill right here is what makes him good. Like, it makes him really top, like, because this right here, the defense, decreasing defense related stats, that can go a mile away. If you use this, right, and then you use Fiery Slash in that order, you can do a hefty amount of damage. So again, this unit goes in an order. So if you're going to use this unit, make sure to use him properly. You would want to use Dragon Cut, so you can decrease the defense related stats of all the enemies for 3 turns, and then you use Fiery Slash just to, you know, do 3 times attack on debuffed enemies. This is why he's doing 3 times attack on debuffed enemies, because he has a debuff card right there. So if you're using his Fiery Slash and then you use Dragon Cut, bro, you gon' piss people off. Okay, so use Dragon Cut first, get the decrease going on, then you use Fiery Slash, so you can do that 3 times extra damage on top of that. All right, that's how you would use this unit. Before we talk about his ultimate though, we'll talk about his unique ability, Unbreakable Pride, which increases the hero's damage by 3% per hero skill used. So if you're using his skills, right, it increases his damage. It's increasing his damage. Now you're gonna think, oh, that's nothing, right? But if you really think about it, Dragon Cut, decreasing defense related stats. Then the more that you use his cards, his ability kicks in, right? Then you use Fiery Slash, inflicting weak point, which is the 3 times damage on the one enemy. So you're already doing more damage against that debuffed enemy because you got the debuff going on, and then you have used his skill cards a few times, and that's increasing his damage by 3% per skill that you used. Use Fiery Slash, he's gonna be doing a hefty amount of damage. Yeah. So the thing is, to get all of that, you have to use a lot of his cards, and in order for him to, you know, do what he has to do, he has to survive. So if you want to use that kind of method, there in my opinion, there is 2 different like gear sets you can run, but we'll see about that. Now we'll talk about his ultimate, Hellfire. Inflicts damage equal to 560 of attack on one enemy, right? So now let's put this real quick before we continue. If you use Dragon Cut and you use like 3 or 4 cards, you got the increase going on, right? Then you use his ultimate. Make sure you use Dragon Cut before you use the ultimate, because I want to tell you guys this right now. He's like Green Bond. Green Coin Shot Bond. He is just like it. Basically, Dragon Cut is Snatch, and then you ult, okay? Remember that. You're going to use Dragon Cut, aka Snatch, then you ult, so you do increased damage, because you're decreasing the defense related stats right there, and then you're doing 560% attack on one enemy. Alright? Cool. So on top of all of that, what he also does is he decreases skill ranks. All right, so he's basically what Elaine does. I don't know why I said Elaine. That's how Elaine does her stuff too. So she basically like decreases skill ranks. So 3-star cards goes to 2-star, 2-star cards goes to 1-star, right? Not only does he do that. Not only does he do that, he then depletes the ultimate move gauge by the number of skill rank cards you decreased. So you have to make sure that when you're using Hellfire, there is actually like a silver card on the enemy's team if you're using it on PvP, right? Or a 3-star card. So that way you can use Hellfire to its best, to the best of its ability. Okay. So again, the method you use a few of the skill cards. You get the Unbreakable Pride going. You know, as a unique ability, you get that going, right? So once you get that going, you use Dragon Cut. And then when you have your ultimate and you see the enemy has like a silver card, a gold card, you have to make sure that you're gonna be deranking cards, decreasing skill ranks or deranking those cards, because you want to use Hellfire to its best of its ability. So you use Dragon Cut, you see the enemy has 2 3-star cards or 2-star cards or whatever the cards, you use Hellfire. Not only have you removed ultimate move gauge on the enemy's turn, on the enemy's side, but you also decrease their skill, their cards, the rank of their cards, and you also increased your damage. Not only are you doing 560% of attack, now you're doing more damage because you decreased the defense related stats. I hope you guys could understand that. I tried to break it down as much as I could. So now let's talk about his gears. So there's 2 things that you can do if you want to like stall out and get everything going the way that I just explained it. You would use HP and defense, right? But many people would tell you, hey, use attack and defense. But if you want to use that whole, like, if you want to try to use him to the best of his ability and you want to see what he's capable of doing, because I don't know if he's capable of withstanding attacks, many of attacks. He probably could, but you gotta remember there's probably like a few good nukers that are blue type that could take him out easily. So if you run attack and defense, just know he'll be like paper thin-ish. Not super paper thin, but he'll be paper thin-ish. But attack and defense isn't the worst. It's up to you. It's basically if you want to try to, you know, stall out, try to get everything going for him, or you can try to like nuke as much as you can with attack and defense. So attack and defense if you want to try to nuke as much as you can, and then HP defense if you want to stall out, try to get everything going, and then try to see how much damage you can get out by using Hellfire and Dragon Cut in the way that it's supposed to be used. So with that, we'll talk about the base stats now. So his attack stats 580, which I understand why people would want you to use attack and defense, because he has a high attack stat. His defense is 260. Yeah, you could use, defense, try to boost his defense so he can withstand those attacks. So maybe in a way, attack and defense could be the best outcome for him. His HP is high, so that's why I was trying to like implement HP defense, but his HP is already 6200, so he could be basically attack and defense. Pierce rate, resistance, regeneration rate 20%, crit chance 30%, not that high, not that great. Crit damage 150%. Yeah, that crit damage could play, but don't really like rely on that because the crit chance is low. So the chance of you getting crit is gonna be low. So there's no reason to like use anything towards crit damage. Crit resistance 20, crit defense 40, recovery rate 140, lifesteal null. Yeah, so I would say go with attack and defense gears with attack, defense, and HP gear set. Substats. There's not much you can possibly do. If you tried crit damage rolls for substats with his attack, I don't think that would be like a, because the chance of you critting, man, you gotta remember, crit chance makes this comes into play. This is what comes in very important if you're gonna run crit damage. But I do not recommend you doing crit damage rolls. I would say try attack and defense substat rolls, because look, his attack's almost 600, his HP is 6200. Yeah, I mean, you could run attack and defense and hope for the best, to be honest. You could possibly still try to like stall out as much as you could, you know, like try to debuff you know, decrease their defense, use some attacks, and then once you see, you know, you can nuke. Hopefully you have a 3-star or a 2-star dragon cut before you use Hellfire, and you see that the enemy has some silver and gold cards in their hand. Then you can use this card to the best of its ability. I mean, at the end of the day, people will tell you he's meh, but he's just slept on, guys. You gotta understand how to use this card. He's actually good, and that's my opinion from one player to the other. So hopefully I broke this unit down thoroughly for you guys to understand how to use him, what's best to use with him, his best gears. He has a lot to offer. He has a lot to offer, and in my opinion, he's the second best unit in this banner. So if I did help you guys in any way, make sure you guys comment below what you're gonna run on this unit, what team you're gonna put him on, and yeah, how much gems you're gonna use on this banner coming. So if you guys haven't already, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe if you want more videos like this in your sub box, so you guys can get a better understanding on how to use your units to the best of their abilities. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.